said they might exempt Canadian oil and gas. Are you prepared to use oil and gas by taxing or curbing exports? Look, as a bit of a hammer in a trade war?
Yeah. A couple of things about President Trump. He said a lot. He said we will, April 1st, February 1st, maybe February 15th, maybe oil and gas in, maybe this, maybe that. Justification for this changes all the time. Someday it's fentanyl, sometimes. So we got to be a little careful on indexing on what he says at any individual moment, and just be clear, first and foremost, we're going to stand up. Secondly, where I started, which is, no, we've got to keep our cards close to ourselves. There's no point turning over the cards in a negotiation in a poker game. But there are certain things that are much more effective in hitting the Americans, protecting our economy. And I think there's a hierarchy of measures that we would take. I'm not going to negotiate in public. I'm going to stand four square. I'll tell you, after March 9th, I hope to be the leader. I hope it's resolved by that before then. But if I'm the leader and we're still having a dispute with the Americans, I'll be leading the negotiation directly with the hierarchy of measures that we would take. I'm not going to negotiate in public. I'm going to stand four square. I'll tell you.
Bam, guys. Hey, welcome to Ernie Racing News. Canadian journalist Mark Carney, the elite insider, the WEF spokesperson for Canada. He's been behind the scenes, not in government, but as a private elitist, who is being briefed about everything that's going on in Canada from essentially the Prime Minister's office. And of course, Parliament is frozen. It's been prorogued because of Justin Trudeau, and Mark Carney is behind the scenes. He's been advising and consulting, getting paid as a globalist to, help the Liberals, and now he's running for Prime Minister, and he just admitted that he's negotiating off camera and not in public, private negotiations. And then he caught himself. Oh shit. I mean, if I'm elected end of March, I hope it's going to be done by then. But then if it's not, I will then take the lead and negotiate with Trump. So boom, this asshole, this WEF asshole, Canadian Liberal, has been destroying Canada along with Trudeau and his henchmen for all these past years. He's one of the reasons we don't have a pipeline that would actually be able to send our fuel from the west to the east, not through the states. So he's also talking about, we're going to stand up to the U.S. Well, it's too late for that. You already stopped every advancement of us being self-sufficient with our own natural supplies in our ground here and having a pipeline to move it around. So we're so attached to the U.S. at the hip, and all because of what you Liberals have done. And this guy just admitted he's just an insider. What a piece of shit. This guy is trying to destroy Canada along with Trudeau and the rest of the NDP Liberals. What do you guys think about this Mark Phony Carney? Mark Phony Carney. Mark Phony. He's a phony.